This is us, Lynn and Graham, and this is our motorhome. We purchased it in early 2024 and with the intention of travelling our beautiful country, New Zealand. We still have our home base, but we intend to travel as much as we can throughout the year, probably at least 6 months. So we hope you join us on our travels. Hi and welcome to the final part of our North Island Odyssey. This time we're heading south from Motorhome towards Auckland and places beyond. Just come down here to Hatfields Beach. This is just north of Auckland. That's the Whangaparoa Peninsula out there. Just to have a wee look. Come across these cliffs, so we'll tide's out so we can go and have a look-see. Now, just look at these textures and patterns. Continuing our journey south, we travelled through Auckland, our largest city, and down the motorway until the turn-off heading towards the Coromandel. But first, a couple of stops along the way. The first one is at Ferry at an NZMCA pop site. That people make these properties available through the NZMCA so we can stay over. Well, this is a first for us. We've managed to get ourselves stuck. And we've made some nice marks on the lawn. And that's the mess we made of the grass. Last night we stayed at the Parkover property at Ferry. It was a working farm. The house is empty now, but it's used as a meeting or conference centre. There's our motorhome. Once again, it was an overnight stop as we were heading to visit Graham's sister, just north of Thames. Another stopover at Freedom Camping Site here at Kaiawa, right on the Firth of Thames. We're just enjoying a nice long walk. It's where we are parked way over there. And this is the Firth still. It's low tide. Finding lots of these lovely pearlized, I don't know what they are, they're some sort of a shell obviously. Another freedom camp just south of where we were staying. Remember, this is the middle of winter. It's a very popular place. Then it was on to Thames, or just north of Thames, to spend some time with Graham's sister. I tend not to film family time, but needless to say it was good catch up, and yeah, we had a great time. The weather was good too. Well, we finished the jigsaw puzzle for Graham's sister, so she was happy with it. It was a really hard one, and we're heading now south along the coast road, heading towards Thames. It's a beautiful piece of New Zealand. And then we're off again, heading towards Tauranga this time for family time with my sister. Through the Karangahaki Gorge, which is a fantastic place. We have not spent a lot of time here, but something we intend to do in the future. Lots of rides and trails, etc. There's also a vintage railway which runs from Waihi to the station at Waikino in the gorge, eastern end of the gorge, and then I think it runs right on through to Pairoa. Tonight we're staying here at Bowen Town, which is at the southern end of Waihi Beach. From Bowen Town we drove through Katikati and heading east to Tauranga, where we spent some time with my sister. And after a couple of nights with my sister, travelled on through to Ngātaha, which is just north of Rotorua. We stayed at the Ngātaha NZMCA park, and unlike us, we did some touristy things which we don't normally do. So following is our little expedition around Rotorua. First stop is the Redwood Forest Extension Walkway. entire walkway is suspended between the redwood trees, and it does get a little bit higher than that. It's definitely single lane, as you can see, which is helpful because you can grasp the sides if your husband does start swinging the bridges, which he did on a couple of occasions. But it's a beautiful place. The redwoods here in New Zealand don't grow as big as the US redwoods, but these were planted here only 150 years ago, so they've still got a bit of growing to do. Forest floor is covered with a lot of ferns, so it makes for a really beautiful view upwards and downwards, and you can actually walk around the park on the ground at ground level. There's lots of trails and pathways for cycling and walking. There's also a nighttime option to visit the forest, and they have lights sculptured in amongst the trees, and apparently it's quite spectacular. Unfortunately, we didn't find out about that until after we'd been during the daytime. These are the suspension steps I was talking about. A little bit unnerving, but got plenty of railing to hold on with, so not too bad. Take out at the car park. This is a slice of Californian redwood. As you can see, it was planted in 4 BC and cut down in 1952, so that makes it 2,000 years old. So these redwoods here in Rotorua have got a bit of growing to do yet. Our next tourist adventure was off to Whakareira Rewa, which is a tourist destination that's a thermal reserve. There are guided tours. We chose just to do a self-walk tour, so we didn't get to see all the really exciting bubbly mud, but we had a good look around anyway. This cenotaph pays homage to the soldiers of the Maori battalion which served in World War II. The soldiers, all of whom were Maori, was comprised of about 3,000 soldiers, and unfortunately 649 were killed and many injured, and about 250 taken prisoner. been our home for the last night. One night only. Because it's been raining. As you can see from the sky, it's still very bleak. Still raining. This is the Taupo racecourse. Still raining, as you can see. Joys of winter travelling in a motorhome, but still plenty to see. This time we're heading to Waiuru, travelling along the shore of Lake Taupo, right in the centre of the North Island. This stretch is actually the desert road, and there are some very large mountains around here, but not visible today. As you can see, the sun has arrived just in time for our stop at Waiuru. The stay over tonight is behind the National War Museum. This building was opened in October 78 to serve as a memorial to New Zealand's military history and our involvement in various world conflicts. The fortress-like structure was designed by New Zealand architect Sir Miles Warren, but no defence money was allowed to be spent on its construction. So the entire project was completed through fundraising and donations. The builders and army engineers and other volunteers completed the building in only 276 days through a very cold winter. It's certainly a bit of a sombre place in certain areas, but it's well worth a look if you're passing on State Highway 1 through the centre of the North Island. So tonight we're actually parked up here at the National Army Museum in their car park around the back. We've just been in to visit the museum. Very interesting and very, makes you think. This is the car park for visitors to the museum, and over here's a little place where a few motorhomes or caravans can park. It's free, subject to a donation to the museum. We spent last night at the Paikakariki motor camp. It's time to do some washing and have a shower, etc, etc. So we have come this morning down to the beach. We weren't able to come down here yesterday because there was a tsunami warning, but there was also a very cold wind, so we chose to wait till this morning. Woke up to a beautiful blue sky, and now we have, looking south down towards Wellington, it's very overcast, and I suspect it might be raining down there. You do find some random things on beaches. Here is an onion. An early start next morning as we head down to catch the ferry to go from Wellington to Picton. This is Marfel's Beach. We've shown you this before on previous videos. It's one of my favourite places to stay. It's a beautiful day here today. We've driven from Wellington across on the Cook Strait ferry and about 3/4 of an hour here to Marfel's Beach for a couple of nights. Crazy rock formations here at Marfel's Beach. Made it out to the point, and that's our motorhome somewhere over there. Little white dots. Just the perfect day. There's a bit of a breeze, but around here is the lighthouse. I don't think we'll make it around to it today because we are certainly not prepared for such a long walk, so one day maybe. It's time to leave Marfel's Beach today. One more stop and then we head for home. I think it's just a brief overnight stop tonight at Parnassus, the NZMCA park there, and then head home. And that's the end of our 5 weeks in the North Island. We hope you've enjoyed watching. Look out for future videos. Thanks. Bye.